I'm Dribbling93. Today's video will mainly focus on the left stick dribbling system because a lot of players are not utilizing the entire dribbling system in 2K. So here's a preview of what you'll be learning. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get to it.
You know what, they're going to keep using.
Your dribble style animations will dictate which animations you can trigger on the left stick, and certain combos you'll only be able to do with certain dribble styles. Now, the first move I want to showcase is the Hezzy dip. This animation will be found in the Zach LaVine, Devin Booker, and LeBron James dribble styles. Alright, so let's get into how to trigger this animation. All you have to do is move laterally and then rotate the left stick towards the rim, and as you can see right here, LeBron is going to trigger his dip animation. This animation does require that you have some separation from your defender, so I advise you to set this up with a pick and roll. It is the easiest way. You can do this without the pick and roll, but I just think the pick and roll is just an easier way to get to this move and get to it a little bit faster compared to waiting for your opponent to have some type of distance from you. And as you just saw with the Zach LaVine, if the defender is too close, you see that he's going to do a dip animation, but it's not going to be the one that we're looking for because there is a lot of contextual animations in 2K. So as you're seeing right here, the in-game online footage, we're going to call for the pick and roll. The left stick animations are meant to make you a more efficient dribbler. So instead of resetting, doing an escape or just a snatchback, this allows me to continue to drive towards the rim, actually being a little bit faster by being able to activate the dip animation, and then we get an alley-oop. Even in another example, I'm sorry, Steph Curry, is using this to turn the corner immediately and go into a very quick layup. The dip animation is definitely something that if you have it in your dribble style, you should be using it. This move is already deadly by itself, but if you want to take it to the next level, you gotta use it to combo. And this move is pretty versatile. It might be one of the more versatile animations in 2K because of the amount of things that you could combo it with. As you saw previously with LaMelo, you can use it for your crossovers. It can also activate your bulldozer badges as well as your blow-by badge, as you're seeing right here with LeBron versus Scoot, and you can go into your spin jumper. But to me, this is best used with a step back. LeBron James, Zach LaVine, and Devin Booker, they all are going to be using basically the same combo. It is going to look a little differently depending on the hop jumper that you have, but it's basically the same technique. So what we want to do is we want to start a dip animation, and before we can continue the drive, we want to cancel it out by going to a step back. The dip animation is going to maintain your momentum, and the step back is going to allow you to stop that momentum and then pull backwards for an easy jumper. Using this online, as you see right here, you see that I'm going to go and set up the dip animation, fake like I'm going towards the left, and then I'm going to cancel it out by going into the step back. The defender can't even get his hand up to contest. This is just one left stick move that we're discussing here. But the importance of the left stick isn't just to initiate animations, but to also activate different right stick animations. So I want to show you guys what we're going to be talking about right now by looking at the push off. Push-off is finally a viable option to use this year because of the improvement in the shot contest system. You will not be heavily penalized if you decide to shoot over close defenders or smaller defenders if they keep their hands down. So to do this animation, all you have to do is initiate a contact or a bump animation while trying to drive towards the rim, and then flick the right stick and let go of the left stick, and you will do the push-off dribble. This is a great way to stop your momentum and then rise up and shoot over the defender. So if you guys have enjoyed this video up until this point, please hit that like button and subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. But if you want to take it a step further, please consider joining the channel and becoming a channel member by following the steps that you see on your screen. If you become a channel member, you can have early access to upcoming videos as well as an exclusive Discord, one-on-one coaching, and much more. So please consider becoming a channel member so you can get those perks. Now let's get back into the push-off dribble. Now let's look at some online footage. This animation works way better online compared to offline.
As you can see, I'm going to attack hard to the right, and then I'm going to do the push off, and that's going to create so much separation for Steph. Let's look at it again.
Most players are really used to just trying to cut off the drive that they're not prepared for a stop. So when you use this animation, be prepared to shoot. You're going to be really open.
Now, I want to add this option in case doing the push off is a little bit too difficult for you, and that is the hard stop. This is a good alternative to kind of have a similar setup for your shot. In some ways, it is better than the push off because you don't need any type of contact to do this. All you have to do is just go towards the rim with a turbo burst or any type of speed, and then you can let go of the left stick and you will do the hard stop. This is an animation that online I have been advocating for all year in Parks Rec and Theater, and as you can see right here, this is pretty much what happens every time I use it. So the hard stop is something that you can trigger from a standing size up, and then you should let go of the left stick. Tatum flies and I rise up for an open three. The hard stop and the push off, please add it to your game. At the beginning of the video, I believe I mentioned that your dribble style will unlock very specific animations, but there are universal combos that anybody can do. And the first one I want to talk about is going to be the left stick double cross. Now, this combo is pretty basic to do. All you have to do is flick the left stick towards the hand that does not have the basketball in it, and then launch towards the rim. This is a combo that is going to kind of really be a good idea of how the left stick works. So when you want to experiment on your own in practice, you could kind of see the system that 2K has intended for all of us to use. You want to constantly be in motion and be able to attack at any moment. This is something that, again, a lot of players are not using because the reliance on turbo and just the right stick moves. But if you add this to your game, as you just saw right there, you can catch ankles too. All right, so this is going to be a game changer for some players out there. This is the left stick behind the back. This animation is a great way to deal with being crowded as a dribbler. A lot of people, again, only rely on the right stick, and they're only looking at being able to use your hot backs, your step backs and stuff like that, and not really looking at the left stick as a way to counter that. So as we see right here with this online footage, he's going to try to jump the screen early. I'm going to go behind the back and I'm going to drop it down to Draymond. This animation is perfect for anybody who is trying to jump those screens online so that you can continue to go to work. Now, the behind the back on the left stick is not just good for that as well. It's also great for setting up your step backs, as you see right here. So let's bring this play back and actually break down what happened here. So again, when I talk about using this versus a defender that is playing you too closely or aggressively, this is what I'm talking about. Jrue Holiday is an elite defender. We all know this, but you see that he's no match for the left stick behind the back. This animation is also great with comboing to your right stick moves. A lot of people just use and depend on the right stick moves alone, and they don't think about actually using the left stick to set up your right stick dribble moves. I will have examples of that towards the end of this video, but this is a perfect example of this. Behind the back into the snatch tween, and then you can go right up into your jumper. And it's all fluid and in motion, and it's very quick. So let's move on. All right, this is the blowout cross. The blowout cross is done very similarly to the blowout dribble, which is done by tapping the right trigger or turbo and pressing the left stick towards the rim. But instead of pressing it towards the rim, we're going to press the left stick towards the hand that does not have the basketball in it. And as you can see right here from DeRozan, this is going to be a great way for you to split or snake pick and rolls. It's also a great move to use in transition because you keep a lot of your momentum and you get a big speed burst. Please add the blowout cross. It's pretty deadly. All right, next is the sweeping cross. If you have been a long-time subscriber of mine, you already saw the Academy, which I'm bringing back for NBA 2K25, and this is a perfect animation to use in the pick and roll. But it's not just a pick and roll animation. This is done on the left stick. All you have to do is back up and then sweep the left stick towards the hand that does not have the basketball. But it's also a really good animation if a defender is trying to crowd you and you're trying to back up. Again, a lot of players, when they are being crowded and they're trying to get away from the defender, they're going to try to use an escape or a hesitation or a step back, and that's not going to be super fluid, and you're not going to be able to keep or try to build up your momentum quickly. The other thing about the sweeping cross is, again, you are going to have enough momentum to trigger your step back. So please add the sweeping cross to your game. Now, this animation and the sweeping cross are both going to be tied to your dribble styles, but this animation is definitely something that is again going to be a very useful tool if you are ever in a situation and you have to kind of back up or back away from the defender, and then you see an opening and you could quickly attack. This is the retreat between the legs. All you have to do is press the left stick back and then flick it forward. You could use the right trigger to trigger a hesitation to add to the combo, but it is simply a up and down motion with the left stick to do. This next animation, we're gonna call it the left stick spin back. This is an animation that you've seen in real life where guards are trying to scope out the defense and they're trying to reset, but they quickly spin backwards and go up for a layup. So this animation is not too complicated to do. All you have to do is start a jog. You cannot be facing the rim because he's not going to activate it. But if you start this jog, as you see right here, and then you rotate the left stick towards the hand that does not have the basketball. You don't have to be in the jog specifically. You just can't be facing the rim. And that is where this animation is really going to shine. If you use the baseline a lot and you are trying to attack, this is a great way for you to surprise the defense and get a nice or easy layup. Now, out of all the moves I've shown in this video so far, this is the one that you absolutely got to get down, and this is the left stick pullback. The left stick pullback is a move that a lot of players who are really good at the game, pro, comp, whatever you want to call them, they are starting to implement it into their game because this animation is great for crabbing as well as changing your directions and being able to get to the rim. The pullback is an animation that is super versatile. All you need to do is just pull down on the left stick at an angle. So you don't want to pull directly down on the left stick, but you want to pull it towards your hand that does not have the basketball, and that is going to trigger the left stick pullback. This animation has a hesi version and one that does not have the hesitation in it, but I want to focus on the one that has the hesi. Also, the homie Code also did a video on this a little bit earlier in the year, and he showed it working in Pro Am and Rec. So this is definitely a move that can work in any environment. But as you see right here, you can use this move to set your jumper, or you can get to the rim. Whatever you want to do, the pullback is there to serve you. Now, of course, I show you the half court. Now I have to show you how to use it in transition. Even if you don't have the angle to crab, you can use it to allow the defender to fly by you and you pull up for a three.
Now we have focused on just individual left stick moves, but if you really want to unlock the potential of the left stick and see how useful it is, use it in combination with the right stick.
On this play, I'm going to get the ball to Brandon Miller, and I'm going to use the left stick between the legs move, and then immediately I'm going to go into the right stick between the leg move. This is going to be a really basic example of how both the left stick and the right stick can create these type of moving combos, but as you see right here, the left stick is meant to set up and read the defender. If he cuts me off, I'm going to go to the between the legs or another crossover move. If I was just driving at him and just did it between the legs, it really wouldn't be effective. And here's another example of what I'm talking about here. We're going to drive straight at Cade, and as you see, I'm going to use Dame's front cross. I didn't really go anywhere because I didn't get the defender to lean one way first. So once I get him to lean a little bit on this example and then go into my front cross, the rest is history. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm JerseyMade93. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, as well as to support the channel and continue to help us grow here. So if you guys haven't already, make sure that you check out my last video and you follow me on Twitter at JerseyMade93 if you have any more questions. Peace.